Hey, good morning and happy Aloha Friday. Made it through another week. In case you didn't notice, earlier this week, there appeared to be some weird things happening with class rosters within Skyward. What that resulted in is some oddities as far as how students' grades were appearing, maybe how their teachers were listed, and things like that. And then the way that Skyward communicates with Canvas, there was some delay as far as getting some of the grades updated. But as far as I'm aware, that has been fixed. It's important to note that it was actually a parent a parent of one of my students that kind of tipped us off on that. And so, the way that Skyward looks for teachers is a lot different than how it looks for students, than how it looks for parents, and even different than what it looks like in the office for administrators and counselors and so on. So everybody's view is kind of unique. So if you're in Canvas or you're in Skyward and you see something looks a little off, don't hesitate to contact either a teacher or an administrator and help us dial in as far as if there's a problem. We'll want to get that addressed as quickly as possible. It's also important to note that the midterm for the fourth 9 weeks will be Tuesday of next week. And so if you're in Skyward and you see assignments being marked as missing, um, or even if they were turned in and they got a low grade, those can be redone or just submitted through Canvas. And that way we can get a grade in there for those types of things. We can provide feedback as teachers. We certainly are in communication with the kids about that, but the more times they hear it, the more likely it is that they're going to get that task done. I'm also really happy now when I go to the Center Grove's district page. The COVID cases are, just a few cases across the entire district. COVID related absences are way down, and it just speaks to the fact that I think that we're have COVID really behind us. We're definitely moving into that endemic, where we have to live with COVID phase. And I don't think it's ever going to go away, unfortunately, but it definitely is something that I think we can live with. And our students and you as parents definitely should be commended as far as the determination and resilience we've shown uh, all over these last 3 years. As their middle school years, they definitely have shown a lot of resilience in that. And, as they go to high school, I think, the COVID types of things will be not a big part of that. So let's hope that we're all at a stage now where we can talk about how we remember that time and not have to be actively worried about those kinds of things. As far as what's happening in class, um, in science, where we did the genetics vocab quiz this week, we're moving into, we just finished monohybrid crosses, and we'll start looking into complex forms of inheritance next week. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get through everything by the end of next week because we do have some iLearn testing happening in that time. And so I might have to bump that to the next week. We'll just kind of see how that plays out. In biology, we were just able to finish the biosphere, took that test yesterday. Those tests are now in Skyward. Test grades are in Skyward. And we're moving now into population ecology. I did reach out to the Johnson County Soil and Water Conservation District person to see if they were going to be able to come in to talk to us a little bit about limiting factors and invasive species and Indiana native species. The DNR person that I was supposed to have come in had to cancel on me. So looking at making some changes on that, but that's what we'll be doing in biology next week. Again, thank you so much for everything you do as a parent and caregiver that supports the learning that takes place in my class. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to me.